Captain Aaron Blake tightened the straps of his backpack as he stepped out of his spacecraft. The air of the alien planet smelled faintly of ozone, mixed with the earthy scent of unknown plants. The border station loomed ahead, tall and angular, made of a metallic material that shimmered faintly under the planet's sun. He had traveled for days through empty space, carrying precious medical supplies meant for a distant colony struggling to survive. Nothing would stop him from delivering them. He approached the checkpoint where the alien border guards stood in rigid lines. Their armor reflected the light in strange patterns, and their eyes, large and multifaceted, seemed to examine him with a precision no human could match. Among them stood Officer Lyra Xelvan, her posture flawless, her expression unreadable. She radiated authority, and Aaron could feel her gaze weighing him down as if she could see every thought in his mind. "State your purpose," Lyra said in a voice that was smooth but firm. Her words were accented in a way that reminded Aaron he was far from home. "I'm here to deliver emergency medical supplies to Colony 47, Aaron said, holding up a small device that displayed the manifest. "Lives depend on these. I only need temporary access to the planet's interior." Lyra's eyes scanned the manifest quickly, but she didn't seem impressed. "Humans have caused problems here before," she said. "Protocols exist to prevent dangerous situations. Entry is denied." Aaron frowned. "Denied? There are people dying out there. This isn't just a bureaucratic matter. This is life or death." Lyra's jaw tightened slightly. "Protocol is not optional. Turn back immediately." "You are not allowed to enter." Aaron's heart sank. He had expected resistance. He had not expected outright refusal. "Please, officer, I understand your rules, but the colony situation is urgent. Can't you make an exception? Just this once?" Lyra's eyes softened for a fraction of a second, but then the steel returned. "I am not authorized to bend the rules. Your presence will be considered illegal. Depart immediately." Aaron clenched his fists, frustration building. Every second wasted meant more lives lost. "This is a matter of survival," he said quietly, more to himself than to her. "And yet your rules come first." He knew arguing further would accomplish nothing. Reluctantly, he stepped back toward his ship, the weight of failure pressing down on him. As he activated his spacecraft's engines, a faint tremor ran through the ground. Aaron froze. The tremor was unusual, too rhythmic, too deliberate. He looked back at the border station. A sound like a low growl echoed from the containment area near the station. The metallic doors shuddered as if something immense was pushing against them. Aaron's instincts screamed danger. Without thinking, he leaped from his ship and ran toward the disturbance. Through the reinforced glass of the containment unit, he saw the creature. A massive alien predator with scaled, obsidian-colored skin and claws that could tear through metal. It had broken through the barriers and was advancing toward the border station. Lyra noticed immediately. Her eyes widened in alarm as she tried to retreat, but a malfunction in the security doors left her trapped on a narrow platform. The creature roared, shaking the metal railings around her. Aaron's mind raced. He could have ignored it. He was technically forbidden to be here, but the thought of leaving her to die made him act. He grabbed a metal pole from nearby equipment and advanced carefully, his heart pounding in his chest. The predator lunged, and Aaron ducked, narrowly avoiding its claw. He jabbed the pole toward its side, aiming for the joints that seemed vulnerable. The creature hissed, snapping its jaws close to his face. He swung again, then ran toward a control panel that looked like it might operate the emergency containment system. Lyra shouted, her voice rising over the chaos. "Stay back! It's too dangerous!" Aaron didn't respond. There were no choices left, only action. He reached the panel and began pressing buttons, hoping the system would engage. Sparks flew, and the creature turned toward him, snarling. Its movements were fast and precise, but Aaron's human instincts for survival were sharper in that moment. He feinted left, then dashed to the side, and the predator followed. He pressed the final button, and a high-energy net shot out from the walls, wrapping the creature in glowing strands. It struggled violently, thrashing and roaring, but the net held. Breathing heavily, Aaron turned toward Lyra. She had managed to free herself partially, though her movements were cautious. Her eyes were wide, a mix of fear and disbelief. You saved me," she said softly, almost in shock. Aaron shrugged, trying to seem casual, though his pulse was still racing. "I couldn't leave you there. I know I'm not supposed to be here, but someone had to act." Lyra stared at him for a long moment. Then her posture straightened, her pride returning, though tempered with newfound respect. "You disregarded protocol, and you survived. Humans are unpredictable." Aaron smiled faintly. "Sometimes unpredictability is what saves lives." She hesitated, then said, "This incident, it will be reported. You are in violation of multiple laws." Aaron nodded. "I understand, but those laws shouldn't come before people's lives." Lyra's gaze softened again, this time with genuine contemplation. "Perhaps protocol is not the only measure of judgment. Perhaps courage should be considered as well." The emergency containment team arrived, securing the creature and examining the damage. Aaron and Lyra stepped aside, and for a moment there was silence between them, broken only by the hum of the alien machines. Aaron looked at Lyra. "I didn't come here to prove anything to you. I came to save lives. That's all that matters." Lyra nodded slowly, as if weighing his words carefully. "Perhaps you are right, Captain Blake. Perhaps you are right." He glanced at the horizon, thinking of the colony and the people who were waiting for him. "I have to deliver these supplies. I can't stay here. Lives depend on it." Lyra's eyes narrowed thoughtfully. "You risked your life for me, and yet your mission is far more important. I will reconsider my judgment." Aaron felt a spark of hope. "Thank you," he said quietly. He knew it wasn't permission yet, but it was a start. As he returned to his spacecraft, Lyra watched him go, her mind a storm of conflicting emotions. She had denied him entry, upheld the rules, and yet a human had shown her courage she could not ignore. She knew that in the days to come, this would not be the last time she encountered him. Aaron lifted off, heading toward the colony. Every mile brought him closer to his goal, but the memory of the predator, the trembling of the ground, and Lyra's eyes stayed with him. He had acted without permission, yet it was the human way, brave, decisive, and willing to put others first. Meanwhile, at the border station, Lyra filed her preliminary report. She described the incident objectively, noting the creature's escape and the human's intervention. She did not note her personal feelings. Yet beneath the formal words, a new respect for humans had begun to take root, a respect born from courage and selflessness. In the distant colony, the people awaited the supplies, unaware of the events unfolding on the alien border. Their survival depended on a human who refused to follow rules blindly, a human who valued life above law. As the sun set over the alien horizon, casting long shadows over the border station, Lyra stood silently, thinking of Captain Aaron Blake. The day had proven that humans, though often underestimated, could act with bravery that surpassed expectation. And deep down, she wondered how many times she had misjudged them. Aaron's ship disappeared into the sky, leaving behind a quiet, contemplative officer. Her world had rules, but she had seen a glimpse of something beyond them, the human spirit, unyielding, courageous, and unpredictable. And she knew that someday she might owe her life to one of them again. For now, the border was quiet, the creature secured, and the rules intact. But the seeds of change had been planted, and both human and alien would soon discover that courage could bridge the gap between worlds. Aaron Blake's ship cut through the thin atmosphere of the alien planet, engines humming steadily as he navigated toward Colony 47. The events at the border replayed in his mind. Officer Lyra Zelvan had been trapped by the Predator, and he had risked his life to save her. Now he focused on the task that had brought him here, delivering the medical supplies that the colony desperately needed. The colony came into view, nestled in a valley between jagged cliffs. Smoke rose from small chimneys, and the settlement looked fragile against the harsh alien landscape. He felt a twinge of urgency. Every moment mattered. With careful precision, he landed near the central hub, where the colony's leaders were waiting. A small group of humans and a few alien allies approached as he stepped out. Their faces showed a mix of relief and curiosity. "Captain Blake," said the colony leader, a woman named Mara, "we feared you might not arrive in time." Aaron handed over the manifest and the supplies. "I had some obstacles," he said, keeping his voice calm, "but we'll get these to the infirmary immediately." The colonists worked quickly, unloading the boxes and organizing the medical kits. Children and elderly patients were prioritized, and Aaron moved among them, offering what help he could. He noticed some of the alien volunteers whispering among themselves, casting glances at him. He guessed the story of the border incident had preceded him in some form. Hours passed, and the supplies were distributed. Injuries were treated, illnesses tended to, and Aaron finally had a moment to breathe. He leaned against a rock, surveying the valley, when a small commotion drew his attention. He turned to see Lyra Zelvan stepping through the entrance, escorted by a border patrol unit. Her expression was unreadable, but Aaron could sense tension in her posture. She approached cautiously. "Captain Blake," she said, her voice steady, "I owe you a debt of gratitude." Aaron shrugged, hiding his surprise. "You don't owe me anything. I did what anyone would do in my place." Lyra shook her head. "Perhaps. Not anyone. But a human. You acted without orders, without hesitation to save a stranger. That is remarkable." Aaron offered a small smile. "I couldn't just let you die. Lives matter no matter who they belong to." She studied him silently for a moment, then finally spoke. "Our rules, our laws, sometimes they blind us. Today I saw that courage and compassion are more important than strict adherence to protocol." Aaron nodded. "It's easy to talk about rules. It's harder to act when lives are on the line." Lyra's eyes softened. She gestured to the colony. "You have done more than deliver supplies, Captain. You have reminded us why humanity deserves trust, even when we doubt it." Aaron felt a warmth in his chest. He had faced skepticism and danger, yet the effort had made a difference beyond what he imagined. "I'm glad I could help," he said. For the next few days, Lyra stayed at the colony under the guise of observation, though it was clear she was reassessing her views on humans. Aaron and she often crossed paths. At first, their interactions were tense, polite, but guarded. Gradually, mutual respect grew. She saw the way he engaged with colonists, how he listened, encouraged, and protected them. She watched him navigate cultural misunderstandings, technological challenges, and environmental hazards with patience and ingenuity. One morning, a severe storm swept through the valley, sending torrents of rain and gusts of wind that tore through fragile structures. Aaron rushed to help stabilize the shelters, while Lyra assisted the colonists in evacuating vulnerable areas. Debris flew, and the storm was relentless, but Aaron moved with calm determination, his focus unwavering. At one point, a large beam cracked under the wind and threatened to fall on a group of children. Aaron dove forward, pushing them out of the way, just as the beam crashed to the ground. Lyra, witnessing this, realized the depth of his courage, not just in moments of battle, but in everyday life, in service to others. As the storm subsided, The colony had weathered the worst of it thanks to their combined efforts. Exhausted but unbroken, the people began repairing damaged structures. Lyra approached Aaron, her expression thoughtful. "You have shown us the value of human life, Captain Blake. I now understand that bravery is not reckless, but deliberate, guided by care and responsibility." Aaron looked at her, noting the rare vulnerability in her posture. "Thank you, Lyra. That means a lot, coming from you." Over the next week, Aaron helped train some of the colonists in emergency response and basic defense. Lyra observed closely, learning from him and sometimes assisting him in teaching techniques. Slowly, a bridge of trust was built, not just between them, but between humans and her alien perspective. She began to see humans not as reckless intruders, but as capable allies, full of resilience and determination. One evening, as the twin suns set over the valley, Lyra spoke privately to Aaron. "I have submitted a new report to my superiors," she said. "I have recommended that you be granted permanent access to our systems for missions of life-saving importance. Your actions have proven that humans can rise to challenges we feared they could not." Aaron was taken aback. You're saying the border will trust me?" Lyra nodded. "Yes, but more than trust, it is understanding. Courage, responsibility, and compassion cannot be measured by rules alone." Aaron smiled, a mixture of relief and pride. That's more than I could have hoped for." Lyra's expression softened. "And I have learned something as well. Prejudice and caution are important, but they should never prevent life from being saved. Humans, you have shown me that." Their partnership now carried a new significance. They worked together to distribute additional supplies, set up defenses for future threats, and coordinate medical aid. The colony began to flourish, a testament to the union of human ingenuity and alien discipline. During one patrol of the surrounding area, Aaron and Lyra encountered remnants of the escaped predator's kind. Using a combination of human tactics and alien technology, they successfully contained the creatures, preventing further danger to the colony. Lyra watched Aaron in action. Realizing that his courage was not impulsive, but strategic, he could assess, adapt, and act where others might hesitate. By the time the colony had fully recovered, Aaron's presence had become invaluable. Lyra had changed her perspective completely, advocating for humans and their potential for heroism. "Captain Blake," she said one day, "I once denied you entry, believing it was necessary to follow protocol. I was wrong. Today, I see that your kind is capable of greatness, far beyond what I imagined." Aaron nodded. "It's not just me. Humans are willing to fight, to protect, and to persevere when it matters most. I only hope this is the beginning of understanding between our peoples." Lyra extended her hand, a gesture of formal acknowledgement. "Consider it the beginning. Your courage has taught me that rules are important, but compassion and bravery define true leadership." As Aaron shook her hand, he felt the weight of the journey, the risks, the battles, the uncertainty, all worth it. He had not only delivered vital supplies, but had changed perceptions, bridged cultural gaps, and shown that humanity's greatest strength was its spirit. The twin suns dipped below the horizon, casting a golden glow over the valley. Aaron looked at the colonists, at the thriving settlement, and then at Lyra. He realized that sometimes saving lives was not just about medicine or technology, it was about courage, trust, and the willingness to act when others hesitated. Lyra stood beside him, her usual rigidity softened by respect and newfound understanding. "Captain Blake," she said quietly, "perhaps someday humans and my people will work together more often. You have proven the value of cooperation and trust." Aaron smiled. "I hope so. I think there's much we can accomplish if we look beyond fear and prejudice." As night fell, the valley settled into quiet peace. The colony had survived, strengthened not just by supplies, but by the demonstration of courage and humanity. Aaron knew that this was just the beginning, of partnerships, of understanding, and of the potential for humans to rise in ways others could never anticipate. In the distance, stars shone bright over the alien horizon, and Aaron Blake felt a quiet pride. He had faced danger, defied orders, and yet saved lives. And in doing so, he had not only changed the fate of a colony, but had reshaped the way an alien officer saw his kind. Courage, he realized, was universal. And sometimes, it took a human heart to remind others of that truth.